Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on Sick Girl, comedy starring Nina Dobrev about a girl who lies about having cancer. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 12, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So it's a pretty decent premise. So Nina had three best friends, and 15 years later, they're drifting apart, and she can't stand it, and she wants to be around them more, so she lies and tells them she has cancer. And by the way, what's the name from the Goldbergs and Reno 9/11? I always call her Clemmy because that was her name on Reno. She's in it as her mom, and this guy who looks kind of familiar. I think he actually has cancer, and he figures out her secret, and so she lies to them, and then all her friends decide, oh well, we got to spend more time with her, and then they start hanging out and getting drunk and getting into fights and throwing in a drunk tank, and because now they have an excuse to go out with her, but she eventually tells them, and they actually show that in. And they got this guy's in it too. He's very funny. He's very funny. I suspect he plays her dad, but he didn't get a line in the trailer. So in this scene, she actually tells them the truth, but they don't believe her. And then I don't know. Later, she's in a bar, and she comes back after a while, and two of her friends have shaved their heads, and she has to tell them she lied to them. So it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Written and directed by Jennifer Cram. Interesting name. October 20th. A weird time to release a comedy. Gonna release a comedy in the middle of Halloween? I guess. I mean, I guess there are... women generally don't like horror movies. So it's probably a smart move. Because... again, you know, you could keep doing this. Like, the guys go see whatever horror movie's out. Five Nights at Freddy's, or possibly the Exorcist sequel. Whereas the ladies go see Sick Girl, which looks, I gotta say, it looks funny, amusing. I mean, it's not gonna blow you away, I think, comedy-wise. In fact, it's probably a premise that goes on a little too long. Yeah. Although Clemmy brings it up a little bit, I think it could work. Here she is at the doctor's trying to find out if she can give them any evidence that she has cancer, and he's like, "Let me get this straight. Do you want cancer?" So that's kind of funny. I don't know. I think that it might be tough. This has to be a tight 90. Has to be. Most comedies have to be a tight 90, but this one especially, because it's going to be really tough to sustain this. All right, so first act starts off with her friends 15 years ago. They're best friends. They had a great time. 15 years later, they're all in their lives. They have kids and husbands and whatnot, and they're drifting apart. She doesn't like it, although I think she's the single one. And you know, that's kind of typical. Like, your one single friend still hasn't settled down is the one who's still, we still got to hang out. So she tries to bring them back together. It doesn't work, and then she lies to him. Then they start doing all kinds of things and hanging out with her, but somehow she gets pulled in. Her lie gets bigger, and I guess they tell her mom, and she can't tell her mom the truth, so they end up doing some sort of cancer thing, or she gets dragged to it, and she's trying not to give the game away, but the guy with actual cancer knows. Possibly her boyfriend, I don't know. They might already be together. As the second act continues, they party and get into trouble. She's having a great time, but they're also, you know. And then her boyfriend, or her love interest, might be just her love interest, I think actually has cancer. So he feeds her some of his, I don't know, cancer drink. I don't know what he's drinking, but it makes her sick. Maybe it's part of his medicine that he has to drink. Um, it's weird. Sherry Cola, interesting name. Um, so eventually, in the third act, climax of the third act, she tells them, and they all get mad at her. Or at first they don't believe her, and then later they get mad at her. After, I don't know, they shave her head, and eventually she tells them, and eventually they're all mad, and she makes it worse, and she makes it even worse, and so the third act is probably, will their friendship survive this? Will they forgive her, and what can she do to, bring them back, and fix the friendship and apologize for the lie? I'm not sure how it would end. It probably ends on a happy note. I mean, it's a comedy. Um, so it doesn't look bad. I think it would be watchable. Would I see it? Probably not. I don't know. I do like Clemmy. I think she's funny. But, the soundtrack is a little annoying. It's a very girly comedy soundtrack. Um, this is kind of funny. Your lead is okay. I mean, she's definitely the right age. It's important these girls be younger. I don't know. I would have. Is she a comedian? She doesn't seem like she's like years ago. I might have cast like Sarah Silverman would have been great in this role, or maybe Whitney Cummings, someone like that. Now they're too. I think they're too old for the role. Um, so it could be watchable. I mean, it's not a bad premise, and Clemmy definitely brings it up. But I think she's only going to be with. She's going to be a with also in the movie, but not really a main character. So, you could do a lot worse. Anyhow, if your girlfriend drags you to Sick Girl, I think you may be able to stomach it. Ha! And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more bass takes. If you can find a more bass take, I say take it. I'll be at the Artisan Fair Saturday and Sunday in Greenwich, New Jersey, and back with more videos tomorrow. Hope to see you there. We'll see you tomorrow.